What is up, guys? I'm going to be using this channel mainly to show our progress with our move, land we buy, whatever we do from here on out. Our goal is to be as self-sufficient as possible. Right now, we are city dwellers, urban, suburb dwellers. Let's call it that. Not really. We're not downtown Cincinnati. We're about 20 miles outside of Cincinnati. Still, it's a pretty city. We want to get away to the country. So I'm going to start the first video with what we did to get our house the most money for our money when it came to preparing the house to sell. Um, there were some issues that we had. I had a few things that I had to take care of. Some issues came up, so you need to prepare for that. There's going to be money that you don't intend on spending that you're going to wind up spending. Obviously, paint. Paint is a big deal. Number one, what you want to do, first decide what needs to be painted. Try to clean the walls if you can. If you can clean them. Don't paint them. If you need to paint them, go with one color. White shows the least amount of flaws. So if you look at these walls in here, they don't look like they're very flawed. I don't know how well you can see. I know that this wall behind me is flawed. If you was just to walk in here and look at it, you really wouldn't see it. Nobody noticed it. Even my realtor didn't notice it. But if you really look at it close, you can see the flaws in the wall. So some people say, well, why do you fix the flaws? Well, number one, because this is the kitchen. I wasn't planning on updating the kitchen because I couldn't get my money back from the house. So the way that loans work is, let's say that we sold this house for what we did. We sold for $167,000. If the house only appraises for $160,000, that other $7,000 has to either come out of the person's pocket, or we have to lower the price of the home, which we're not going to do. So we didn't update the kitchen. The kitchen just kind of stayed the same. I did have to replace these cabinets right here because there was a water leak back there that we didn't know about, and it destroyed this set of cabinets. So we went, hold on, those, and then this is weird. This one right in front of my finger. I had to replace those. But we didn't put a new countertop. We used the old countertop. But then, my bad, back to paint. So you want to have at least a little contrast in your house. There was already a lot of contrast in our house because the way it was painted previously. Like for instance, this room, totally different color. It doesn't go with anything else in the house. They can paint it. The paint looks fine. There's no marks on the walls, no holes in the walls. We left it. The ceiling had a few flaws in here. We left it. I forget what these doors are called, but we left them. There's a lot of things we could have updated. We just left alone because I didn't feel the value was going to come back to me. I spent a total of $14,000 on the house, something like that. I stopped counting at 12 because I was way over my limit. I had said a total of $7,000 is what I intended on spending on the house. We spent more than that, and that mostly the biggest cost is the kitchen and paint. Biggest cost total. When you paint, do one color. There's ceiling colors. There's satins for walls. I did the ceiling and the walls the same color. That keeps you from having to cut in. It saves you time. So anytime you can do the same color, do it. Use the same color on the walls as you do on the ceiling. That way you don't spend the time cutting in. On the hallway, it's dark back here, obviously, especially nighttime. So I wanted to try to get colors that would brighten it up. So we put a darker, it's a white, but it looks like a rose color, and then with the white on top. We left all the old doors. I mean, these old shitty hollow doors, left them all. And the carpet looked like it needed to be replaced. I paid to have it cleaned. I was like, well, you know what? If I waste $200, then I want to waste $200. The carpet looks almost brand new now. I mean, you can tell it's been walked on, but it is what it is. It's a 50-year-old house. And the truth is that most people are going to come in and do what they do anyway. Like this has hardwood under it. They will probably come in and tear the carpet up and finish the hardwood, maybe. Bathrooms. Don't go all out in the bathrooms. People are going to change them anyway. They're going to keep them how they are, or they're going to change them. Either way, they're going to be happy. We sold our house for $17,350 more than we were asking for it. Same goes for this bathroom. We left this bathroom the same. It's this weird gray color. And then the tile, if you look close at the tile, when they did this tile work, they used sanded tile, meaning this tile had sand in it. Really, the whole thing needed to be redone. I redid the bathroom because it's around the tub because of the tub enclosure because it was the worst. But as you can see, it all needed redone. But that's something that they can do. It's minor. It's done. It's not done how it should be. It doesn't look great, but um, everything else is just paint. We just painted everything, and we try to use similar colors sometimes. In this room was blue before, and it now is white. On that room, this room was stomped because there was prior damage to the ceiling that they fixed, but they did a half-ass job on it. So they stomped it, which you can still tell there was prior damage. It looked like shit, but so I had to paint it with a ceiling color. I think I actually painted it with Kills, to be honest with you, just so it was on the ceiling to make it easier on me. But anyway, sit down, figure out what kind of budget you have, see what you can do with that budget. Go the longest with it. So if it came down to, I could have either replaced the kitchen cabinets or painted the house. I would have painted the house and let them know there was a leak and the kitchen cabinets probably needed to be replaced. Thankfully, I had the money to do it all. So know what your budget is, know what you can do, know what you're going to pay somebody to do, know the problems in your house. That way you can make a checklist of what's most important, the least important. Like I could have went through and changed out all these ceiling fans because they're the old style, 90s style ceiling fans, and we just didn't do it. And I'm glad we didn't, because I don't think we would not have made the profit that we were counting on making for our move. We owe $60,000 on the house, 65-ish, somewhere in there, between 60 and 65. I don't know the exact number. We put it up for 150, hoping to make about $80,000 in total, $75,000 in total. Once everything was paid, realtors were paid and all that, house was paid off. We sold it for an extra $17,350. And I did a lot of work. I did a lot of patchwork and stuff like that. There was a lot of just the little stuff is what takes all the time. And the best advice I can give you, the absolute best advice I can give you for getting the home ready to sell, is have a buddy come over. Not for the help, but for the motivation. Because if you have a friend come over, you're more likely to work in the hours that he is there compared to, having to talk yourself into get up and do it. So anyway, this is the first leg. We are supposed to close before the 16th. And we have no idea where we're going or what we're doing. We know what we're doing. We're going to buy a truck, and I need a truck for work. Because it's time for me. It's been time for me to go back to work, but I don't want to go back to work to make other people rich anymore. And I know how to do enough stuff. There's no reason why I shouldn't work for myself. So that's what I want to do. I want to go back to work for myself again. So I have to buy a truck. We're going to buy a camper, and we will figure out. You guys will come along with us while we figure out where we're going. Have a good day.